Now, get ready because what I'm about to tell you makes reality TV look like Sesame Street. It's filthy, like back alley confessionals and Love and Hip Hop deleted scenes. Now, let me ask you this. What happens when your wife, your homie, and your group chat all betray you at the same damn time? You cry? No, you drag them. That's exactly what young Jock did because he didn't spill tea. Instead, he flipped the entire table. Turns out that while Jock was out here trying to be a reformed man, cutting hair and imparting barbershop wisdom, like the off-brand Steve Harvey, Kendra Robinson, his ride-or-die turned lawfully shady wife was allegedly out here getting cozy with none other than Lil Scrappy, the king of relationship blunders. If you think that's just gossip, think again. We have receipts, like sticky, disgusting receipts, hotel reservations, strange texts, money transfers, and the kind of dirt that makes you want to take a shower after reading. So buckle up, because this scandal isn't just wild, it's career-ending. Let's get started. And soon you'll remember when young Jock was just the funny guy on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, sporting outrageous hairstyles and cracking jokes in the background. The players were captured on camera. Let's break it down. Jock, the reformed playboy, has been working really hard to prove that he has changed. He is now running his barbershop and giving life advice like a Dollar Tree version of Iyanla Vanzant. He is also playing the role of devoted husband to Kendra Robinson, his queen, his rock, and his lawyer bae. Next is Kendra, the respectable lawyer who is constantly reminding people that she is not here for the foolish. She is educated, elegant, and always acting as though Jock's past is a skeleton-filled graveyard, having been tricked into moving into girl bye. Finally, we have Scrappy, the human relationship tornado we're talking about. When we learned that Kendra, who said, "Miss, I'm too classy for Jock's nonsense," had been caught up with Scrappy, the internet collectively clutched its pearls and said, "Excuse me, because this isn't just cheating. This is treachery with extra sauce." Kendra didn't just step out. She allegedly tiptoed into the arms of Jock's homie, the same guy who sat at their wedding, the same guy who sobbed on national television about wanting his family back with Bambi, the same guy who claimed that he and Kendra were just friends. That's Scrappy. But how did it all work out? According to sources, Jock and Kendra were the nosiest group of friends Atlanta has ever seen. He wasn't even looking for the drama. Instead, he was just relaxing, most likely shaving someone's beard, when his phone began to buzz with an anonymous number. There was no context, just a folder full of screenshots of hotel reservations and a timeline of betrayal. When Jock opened the message, he saw receipts for a 2-night stay at a posh midtown hotel in Scrappy's name. And the text messages read like urban fan fiction gone wrong. Wait for it. Cash App transfers. Labeled for the vibes. Boy, what vibes. And don't even try to spin it. This wasn't a friendly dinner or business meeting. Phase were sneaky levels of sus we're talking about. I hate sneaking around like this, and I don't regret anything. Now, play the Usher Confessions album, because this was a full-blown betrayal soundtrack. Imagine Jock standing there in shock, holding his phone, watching his wife and son act like the main characters in Scandal while he's just trying to line up someone's fade. This is where it gets crazy. Root, but you all know that Jock is petty royalty. So what does he do? He goes live on Instagram with a mixtape shirt on, tea hot, and a smile that says, "I've been waiting for this." And when I say that he unleashed, hell, he didn't just spill the tea. Instead, he nuked the entire kitchen. Have you ever wondered why your wife is constantly checking in on your homeboy's romantic life? It turns out that she's just trying to protect her own situationship. Boom! Shots were fired into the comments section, creating a real crime scene, and everyone was laughing and gasping at once. Then Jock hits them with a classic warning. "I got more receipts. Y'all keep playing with me, and I'll make Mona Scott cancel the entire damn show, sir." By now, fans were giddy with anticipation. Was it true that Kendra had cheated on Scrappy? Why would she ruin a whole marriage to play games with someone who can hardly commit? to a sandwich? One person remained silent, Scrappy, without a single word, meme, or even shady emoji. This, of course, only made matters worse because in the world of celebrities, silence is equivalent to shouting, "I'm guilty." Someone whispered, "The most dangerous word in all of the celebrity dramas, Bambi." Yes, Scrappy's ex-wife, the original ride or die. Finally dipped after years of being played like a fiddle with a broken string, is the same Bambi who had to deal with Scrappy's lies, tears, and wild emotional roller coasters on national TV. When Bambi learned about this scandal, she had time to post a cryptic little message on Instagram stories. It's funny how some people cheat and still play the victim, but hey, karma has perfect aim. She didn't name anyone because the streets already knew who she was talking about. And just like that, the drama jumped from Jock's barber chair straight into a three-way meltdown. Now, let's get this straight. Jock gets furious and threatens to disappear from the internet like a baby 50 Cent. Signal Kendra is likely lawyering up. And Bambi is sitting pretty, sipping tea like she's in the front row of a Bet Awards roast. But wait, it gets messier because Jock isn't finished. He returns to live this time holding a folder as if he's getting ready for a PowerPoint presentation. And what's in that folder is text messages, screenshots, dates, times, and locations. It's giving CIA leaks and cheater surveillance. And I've been preserving this mess for months. Here's the line that went viral. "You want to play innocent, Kendra? How about we discuss that weekend in Miami when you told me you were at a legal conference, sir? Not the fake legal conference." When Jock dropped that Miami bombshell, people started looking into Kendra's past. A blog claimed to have seen her with Scrappy months ago at a hookah lounge getting too cozy. A waitress from a Buckhead restaurant tweeted that they were arguing like lovers. I thought it was strange, but I guess I was right. The receipts. You would think it was an FBI case rather than a cheating scandal, but the gag Jock wasn't finished. He went live again, this time looking like a man possessed, with a petty backward hoodie on and wild eyes. He then took out his phone, not even a folder, straight from the camera roll, meaning he wasn't even editing these receipts. So he wanted you all to see the raw evidence. He began scrolling and said, "Now that everyone wants to act perplexed, let's talk about February 12th. I was in LA. When she told me she was in, it's because I have a time-stamped picture of her and Scrappy at the aquarium wearing matching hoodies. I hope no one notices us, but if they do, we look really bold." Then the DM's Jock reads them aloud like a pastor reading from Revelations. But this wasn't salvation, this was damnation. "Scrappy, you always know how to make me feel better. I wish things were different, Kendra. Maybe you're just scared, Scrappy. Stop, boy. What are you, a refrigerator magnet?" At this point, the audience is going crazy and the comments are pouring. "There's no way Kendra went outside for Scrappy, Jock, and you should drop the entire folder we prepared," he says. "But it would have been better if he hadn't been late that night." He goes on live, shirtless, sweating, and pacing, like a guy who just lost a dice game and his baby mama at the same time. You guys believe anything you see online? Jock, my brother? This isn't even real, and you guys need to stop letting the internet run your life, sir. Isn't the internet, sir? It's your own text messages, he adds, embarrassing himself. The internet wasn't buying it for a moment. But then Jock claps back again. This time, he posts a screenshot of a call log that shows 10 missed calls from Scrappy and a text that reads, "Bro, please call me. We need to talk." Oh, we need to talk now after all that. This isn't real energy, baby. Jock said he's not playing counselor this time. Then, as if this script wasn't already dripping with scandal, guess who chose to double back for one more shady encore? Bambi, ma'am, Queen Petty herself, returned with her own live session, hair laid, face beat. You know what's funny? Men love acting brand new when they get exposed. Like, I haven't been saying this the whole time? Ain't nobody lying on you? You did it. Own it, she says, going live while sipping some brown liquor like a boss and getting her nails done like she had an appointment. Then, to make it even more petty, she adds, "I'm just glad I dodged that bullet." Good luck to whoever's still trying to save him. Kendra was somewhere choking on her almond milk, but while Scrappy was being dragged by his ex-wife and his current affair partner's husband, she finally made the decision to come out of hiding. Not exactly come out, but her PR. TikTokers recreated fictitious court scenes with Kendra objecting to her own loyalty, and memes were going viral. One of them featured Scrappy and Kendra photoshopped into the Cheaters logo, with Jock behind the bushes holding it. The team did release a statement that seemed to have been written by a courtroom ghostwriter at this time. "I will not be responding to rumors, gossip, or speculative narratives. My marriage and my personal life are private, and I respectfully ask that it be honored, girl." Binoculars and, of course, Charleston White, who appeared live and said, "Dude, I told you about those reality TV people. They're messy." Kendra is out here looking like a crooked judge. Scrappy, that boy needs therapy, and a muzzling Jock is just petty enough to burn the whole house down for fun. And honestly, he isn't wrong, but guess what? Jock still wasn't finished. This man got so fired up, he went on his radio show and used a whole segment to drag everyone professionally and publicly with audio files. He said, "You want to play dumb? Let's talk about how you were crying over Bambi and my demise. Talking about I don't have anyone, bro. She left me. Then you turn around and sneak with my wife. Bet the disrespect. And then, yep, he goes there. That makes what you said about Kendra. Your sister-in-law being nasty, a different kind of messy." Twitter exploded the hashtags #ScrappyExposed, #KendraLoyal, #J, said what he said, #Bambi was right. But even through all of this, one thing kept coming up. Who sent the receipts? Remember, Jock didn't go looking for them. Someone sent them to him anonymously. So someone close wanted this made public. And if we're being honest, all the evidence points to Bambi. She had access, a reason, and receipts. Some even claimed that she had been holding on to those texts for months, waiting for the right moment, and when it did, she let the circus unfold like a true mastermind. However, it doesn't end there, because just as Jock believed he had delivered the final blow, Scrappy made one last huge mistake. On a random Wednesday night, Scrappy went live again, likely thinking he could clear his name. But instead of clearing his name, he said the wrong thing, looking into the camera and saying, "Man, Jock be talking out his neck. Y'all don't know what really fell. It's just bitter, bitter, bitter. Bro, you slept with his wife, and he's the bitter one. And that, my friend, is where Jock said." I guess because young Jock wasn't built for silent suffering, but rather for payback petty, public. Poetic payback. Jock's next actions not only exposed Scrappy, but also completely destroyed his reputation. He messed up talking recklessly on live, saying that the Jock was talking out his neck and calling him bitter, acting as though this wasn't the decade's worst betrayal. That same night, Jock fired back like a man on a mission, not even waiting for daylight before hopping on his radio show. Mike's revenge is even hotter, and remarks, "It's funny how resentful I am, but I wasn't the one who was crying over Bambi. At 2 a.m, it's odd how resentful I am, but you texted my wife, and I wish we had met sooner. You wish, what? That you were me, just like that?" Jock spun the whole script. Scrappy wasn't just a side dude. He was looking like a jealous shadow, a man who wanted Jock's life and failed miserably trying to steal it. But Jock wasn't done. This man came with backup. He pulls out voice notes. Yes, voice notes, allegedly from Scrappy. And when he plays them live on air, "Yo bro, I didn't know how deep I was. It was not intended to be that way. Y'all are done," she said. At this point, Scrappy appeared to have fumbled a friendship, a marriage, and his last remaining shred of dignity. While Jock was dragging Scrappy by his baby hairs, Kendra was out. Here, trying to rebrand, and all of a sudden, her Instagram changed from courtroom boss vibes to self-care quotes and healing journey selfies. Jock stops the tape and looks dead at the camera. "Y'all were done? We were married, bro. There's nothing done. We had a wedding cake in the freezer. This isn't yoga. You weren't stretching, you were creeping, and you grew into Scrappy's arms, that's." Wild growth? More like G, meanwhile. Scrappy had completely vanished from the internet. With no posts, stories, or music promos, but that silence only made Jock louder. He began doing interviews. First with DJ Envy, and then with a messy blogger named T. In both interviews, Jock said, "I don't lie. I don't exaggerate. I let the receipts speak. When I held up the mirror, the fans were eating it up." All of a sudden, Jock went from washed-up reality star to king of petty receipts. People were saying that he exposed cards, direct messages, like he had bet stock writing on them, keeping it more real than love and hip-hop ever have. But just when you thought that this could not get any deeper, Bambi strikes again. Yes, this woman may be the petty queen of the South because after Jock's receipts went viral, Bambi posted a TikTok with just music and no words. The caption read, "When the truth finally lapped them, the shade was premium," and fans were loving the comments. "Bam, be undefeated," I said. "Karma wears running shoes instead of dragging Kendra and Scrappy without even saying a word," she remarked. But then things went legal when Jock's team declared that he was filing for a legal separation. Yes, according to phony but juicy insiders, Jock had evidence of marital misconduct. If it were true, Kendra could walk away with nothing. She knew it, and all of a sudden, her entire vibe changed. She deleted half of her posts, turned off comments, canceled appearances, and reportedly fired her PR representative. Don't get it twisted, though. Kendra tried one last. Jock wasn't. Innocent, we had issues, and I didn't mean to hurt him, but I was hurt too. Scrappy was just a friend who listened. Friends don't send hotel bookings. Friends don't call you my piece at 2 a.m. Hail Mary said in a YouTube interview with a gentle interviewer, trying the whole "I'm a victim" to routine. This was betrayal, not therapy. In the meantime, Jock was doing what most guys hope they could do after being cheated on living his best life. But the audience wasn't believing it. The video was overloaded and you weren't hurt, you were captivated. Just pretend you fumbled and went, girl. Choosing Scrappy over a ring, displaying Jim's pictures in public, making barbershops giggle, and sharing inspirational sayings like "sometimes loss clears the path to elevation." And then came the final blow. Young Jock dropped a diss track, seriously called Petty Files, featuring fake leaked voicemails and bars, like "you fumbled a king for a pawn with no throne. Now you're out here looking like a queen all alone. Wanted Scrappy snacks? Now your loyalty is gone. You should have stayed solid. Now you're crying in that home." The track went viral on TikTok. Talkers made dance fans, quoted lyrics, and DJs played it at clubs. Even love and hip-hop producers had to take notes. And in the final verse, Jock ends it with, "I don't deserve retribution." The truth did the job, so let's dissect this body bag quickly. Scrappy lost his homie, lost public respect, and was ridiculed by everyone for looking like a dirty sneaker in a clean closet. Kendra was embarrassed, lost the marriage, lost the moral high ground, and, let's face it, lost to Bambi in the shadoff. Bambi's winner didn't worry about anything and let the truth work while she gathered sympathy, followers, and likely brand deals. Jock, the undisputed king, exposed the lies, kept it petty, stayed classy when necessary, and dropped bars. If this is the case, then now that the tea is all over the floor, the real question is who's next? Because if young Jock can blow up an entire love triangle with just a couple voice notes and hotel receipts, imagine what's sitting in everyone else's camera roll. Who else is sneaking, sliding, and lying on podcasts like they're innocent? Is Scrappy's career officially 6 feet deep? Can Kendra recover after fumbling her entire marriage for Lil Scrappy of all people? And Bambi? Did she just earn the title of Queen of Quiet Revenge? But more importantly, do you think Jock was being petty or just playing the game by the rules these reality stars created? Let's face it, this wasn't just gossip. It was a master class in exposure. Now that I have heard, your thoughts? Do you think Scrappy will ever get over this? Should Jock have handled it behind closed doors or in public? What would you have done if you were in Jock's shoes? I know you all have opinions, and I'm reading them all. If you want more celebrity scandals, leaked drama, backstage secrets, and the kind of tea lovin' hip-hop wishes it could air, you already know what to do. Hit that smash button. If there's one thing I can assure you of, this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Get ready for the next expose, which may be much uglier, and turn on those notifications so you never miss it. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.